things can look a lot better very fast. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Here is one of my summer projects I am working on. A curb appeal improvement on this 1990 Renault Cape Cod from like 1950s. And some things about this just make the house look dated. We've got limestone stairs. We've got a aluminum canopy or steel canopy over the door, which helps a lot with sun coming in the door. But these trees that they planted many, many years ago have provided the shade to help kind of not need that. I'm deciding what to do about it. A lot of times the problem is these scalloped edges along the top. Well, if that was just a straight edge, it would look a lot better. So stay tuned, follow along to what we're going to do here. But there's going to be several stages to this. It's going to be a segment. I have been neglecting my gutters, and as you can see, we have pine trees going on here. This is steel siding, so possibly by the end of the summer, I can have the steel siding repainted myself. And today's project is sprucing up the front bushes. These are some old yews that have been dying off for about the last 5 years. We are on the edge of the country, and the deer have been coming and eating them. Hostas have been growing in this little corner bed over here. I planted a couple here getting ready for this project. Came back in a few days and the deer were eating them again. So to be able to do my painting, these need to come out anyway. I found a great deal, 40% off, beginning of summer sale. They get the spring plants at the farm homes, and these plants were $5 and $6 a piece. These are winter gem boxwoods, and they can grow to be quite large, but sun or shade, great planting for here. I'm not sure about the deer, but I think they call that a half-gallon pot. So we originally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bushes here, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bushes over here. These are a little bit on the small side. I have 12 total, and I got 12 because I thought I might want to do 4 or 5 here with hostas in the front and maybe a couple in the backyard also. So if you've never removed bushes from your house, I will tell you, the first thing you need to do is cut them back. So I had actually gone through here and cut all the dead stuff off a month or two ago in anticipation of spring and new growth. I wanted to promote that, and I just wasn't seeing the results that I liked. So we've got these cut down to the root balls, some stems. This is as far as you can go with a good pair of loppers. I have these Fiskars loppers, and I will leave a link in the description below for you for those. I have an older pair with oak handles. These are fiberglass, and they say they're good for up to 1.5 inch stems. So when I got into some that are a little larger, I had a hard time with these bigger ones that are large. So I was able to lop them off with my old pair, which are buried somewhere in this pile, I imagine. Now I have to start hauling this away so that I've got an area to work, and I will start to dig around these root balls a little bit just to see if I can sever the roots and cut these off with a handsaw or a pruning saw below dirt level, because you don't have to actually pull out the whole root ball. You just want to stop it from continuing to grow. If you had a pickup truck or some heavy equipment for digging them out, that works too. But my last house, they just did the same thing that I'm doing. Dig below the ground, cut it all out, and then plant your new ones up above. So of course I found them. These are Wallace, made by the Fiskars Company a long, long time ago, and I'll tell you, this old stuff is indestructible. Now, a lot of times, keep in mind that you do not have to get this all done in one day. As gratifying as that is, it is very labor intensive cutting out these root balls. This first one wasn't so hard. The second bush, it was just gone. There was nothing there but a dead stump. These 3, I have been digging. I got into this big root. I had to go get my Ryobi cordless Sawzall with a pruning blade to cut through because I neglected to grab myself a type of pruning saw or whatever. So these worked really good for most of my roots that are up underneath, and I'm just digging around and around and trying to loosen up as much dirt as I can to get up underneath it. And of course, you see I went through with my Sawzall. It is a special pruning saw blade made for this, and then I was able to take all those tops and cut them more manageable so that I could work in there without getting stuck in the leg. So just keep that in mind. Use ear protection, use eye protection. And in my dinner break, I went and got some loads of gravel. My father-in-law has a pile of gravel for the taking. So I had gone through and cut these bushes back to help promote some new growth to get a new bush in place of that. They get this beautiful plum as they grow out. And I'll go along and I'll continue this gravel here along the edge and up into this flower bed. But I've already trimmed that bush back. So now it's back to digging for me. And hopefully I'll be able to get these in the ground by tomorrow night. But it's already getting to be close to dinner time. And you can see the difference of the front of this from the shrubs rubbing on that for forever. So it would be really nice to be able to hit this lower part with a coat of paint. But you can't do it all in one day, like I said. Okay, so now it's looking a little bit better. My boxwoods are planted 3 feet apart, so they've got room to grow out. I don't want them to get huge. The bushes that were here before were intended to grow to just under this bay window. I want them to stay a little bit smaller. With trimming, we'll let them grow for a while and trim them back so that they're never more than maybe the 4th strip of siding, because this is like the water meter. You can see where the water meter used to be and the dryer vent. So as these grow, you can shape them into rounds or squares or just big puffballs with a flat top, however you like, whatever complements your taste the best. I remembered I had some hostas out back in an area, so I did some divides with some fresh dirt and got those in my pots. So now it's time to work on this side, and I can spread out some gravel over on that side. So you can see where this is going. Now normally we do some kind of natural border between our beds and the grass, so I'll probably bring some large field stones from the farm to contour here and cut over real nice. I'm not a big fan of spending money on the blocks. They tend to shift. It's real easy to dig out a rock and reposition it. And I've always done mulch, and this time I just thought, you know, I'm replacing that mulch every year because you rake in the fall. So the stone was a money saver in this case. So that's 7 5-gallon buckets with about 4.5 gallons each. I don't know the weight or tonnage. I'm just taking 7 buckets at a time. So I'm gonna work on the other side and hopefully come back with some more stone tonight. So I know a lot of people edit it out and make it look like, oh, I just did great progress and this is what I did in a day. Well, guess what? It was like 80, 85 degrees today. I'm drinking a gallon of water. I am not kidding. I've been working on this for 4.5 to 5 hours. Part of that was hauling away garbage, hauling away brush and debris, stopping for dinner for 20 minutes, you know, so I'd say 4 hours. We've made great progress. I did not get to go get more stone. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that tomorrow with another couple of loads. I would imagine this is 7 buckets. I'm gonna need 7 buckets more in the front. I'll probably need 5 to 7 over in the little triangle there. I can get about 10 buckets in my car, but weight-wise, in the trunk, I'm comfortable with about 8. So I got 3 out on this side. I got the big one to do on the end and this big one to do on this end. And my battery is also dead on my Sawzall. So I'm going to charge up a battery and bring one back with me. A thing to remember, and I didn't consider this when I bought these last week, these are root bound. So a couple of them came out really hard and I had to cut those roots and really break up the root ball when I planted them. Some people like to put fertilizer right in the holes. This is some pretty black soil. I'm going to be doing, and it's very moist too. I'm surprised for as dry as it's been. I'm going to bring some manure from the farm and do a manure compost tea on my next watering. Well, Mother Nature cooperated with me. I was able to get my job all done today. Good follow-up day. Many loads of gravel. Found some good landscape rocks along the back. I got some grass seed down here on the edges. Some of my previously planted grass seed is starting to pop up, so we'll do a little bit of reseeding and move on to the next project. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.